Hi, my name is Gloria and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Today I will be sharing a beautiful card with you that showcases the Forever Greenery bundle that's in our new catalog, the Greenery Embossing Folder, and our new Jade In Color, along with our 6-in-1 lovely label punch. Our card today will use our Forever Fern bundle, which is the distinctive style. It has stamped images that look somewhat lifelike and also has these great words that you can mix and match for cards of all different occasions. When you purchase it as a bundle, you'll save 10% also for the matching dies and framelits. Some of these framelits will cut out the stamped images, and others will work independently, so they will be fun for adding neat accents to your cards. Here are the dimensions for today's card. Feel free to jot them down or take a screenshot so you can follow along with me. We're going to work first of all on the mat or the background. We're going to use a pretty peacock color and we're going to use it as a mat. And what's cool about that is that you can actually maximize your crafting dollars by cutting out fun things in the background. I love to give tips that save and give you fun ideas. So you can lay the framelits that cut out various elements out on the background. Just make sure that you leave about 1/4 inch around the edge untouched so that we can use it for the card. You'll put this on your magnetic platform with the clear pad, acrylic pad at the bottom. Place your cardstock with the framelits on top and then a clear cutting pad and run that through your big shot. When you're done, you'll end up with something that looks like this. You'll simply pop out the pieces, which are extra bonus pieces that you can save for other projects. And then we will actually save and use this piece, so we'll set that aside. So what is a good way to organize all these wonderful little scraps and pieces? I love to share tips, and so something that I've found that works great is to use something like a cupcake holder, cupcake pan, and as I cut and make fun scraps, I just go ahead and put them in individual cups. It helps me to keep organized. I have a variety of different images and fun elements that I've cut out using various cardstocks. So your scraps, you'll have a new meaning for your scraps. But it's a fun, easy way to keep those organized. We'll set that aside and next work on our jade piece. We will be embossing this jade piece with our Greenery Embossing Folders. It's a 2-pack, so let me show you what that looks like here. It has this pretty vine. You might be able to see it better with the dark behind it. But there's this other one that comes with it. They come both in the same pack, and we're going to use this one, which has really beautiful leaves. You'll simply open it up, place your jade cardstock in the middle, like this, and then you'll use it with your multi-purpose platform. So most of us still have this older version. You open it to tab 1, put your clear plate at the bottom, the embossing folder with the cardstock inside, and then the opposite plate, the other plate on top, and send that through your big shot. When you're done, you'll have some beautiful embossed images on there. That will make a great accent piece. Set that aside, and now we'll actually work with our white cardstock. You'll simply fold that in half, holding the corners. Take your bone folder, slide across, then up. You have a nice clean fold. And you'll simply layer the pieces that we've put together so far. So you'll place the jade piece on top of the pretty peacock, leaving a nice border on all edges, and then tape that whole piece on top of our base card, again having a beautiful border. As a quick reminder, when you're taping, the best thing is to flip it to the back side and place your tape or any adhesive of your choice, your favorite adhesive, in the corners is the most important part. So you want to park that right along the edge. I put the long side of the tape or adhesive along the long side of the cardstock. and then simply flip it over, center it over your peacock piece, and tape it down. So one thing you'll want to do is take some white cardstock and cut out a piece of white fern using the same method that we did on the peacock piece, and set that aside. And we want to work on the tag. So to do that, we're going to use a piece of seafoam cardstock, and you'll simply slide it into our 6-in-1 tag. Why is it called 6-in-1? Because it allows you to put in strips of cardstock from 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch to 1 inch to make tags of 2 different ends or designs. So today we're going to slide it into this one, and what I like to do is I need to unlock it first by sliding this here, and this is how the punch works. I insert my cardstock in, but what I like to do is to flip it over and make sure it's centered. So sometimes if it's not exact sizing, you might do something like this. It's not lined up. So you can always fix it and double check to make sure that it's lined up perfectly before you give it a punch. Same thing, I'm going to use now, insert the other side of that seafoam cardstock in. Once it's inserted, I flip it over to make sure it's centered properly, and then give it a punch. We're going to use the thanks saying from our Ornate Garden Suite, and it's a clear or what we call a photopolymer stamp that you can see through. I love these stamps because they're so easy to line up. I do always think to myself, foam, does the stamp have foam or no foam? So our typical stamps look like this, and you notice that there's a layer of foam. So you can stamp straight on the table. But if there's no foam, as in this one here, you'll need to use your foam mat. So let me just place that on here. And all we'll do is place our tag in the center. We're going to tap, tap, tap gently using the full surface of our ink pad. Let me show you what that looks like. So we're going to tap, tap, tap gently. And with the juicy pads, you don't press, you just barely touch the ink pad. And then you're going to center it, count to 3, 1, 2, 3 without rocking, and lift straight up. And there you go, you have a beautiful thanks. To assemble this card is quick and easy. What I like to do is to place the elements on the card to figure out where I'm placing everything. So I'm going to put the fern down. I know I want the saying in there, and I only need half of this piece. So I'm going to just tear it and save the other half for another project. And I'm going to tuck it behind to kind of guesstimate where I want that to be. So that looks pretty good to me. So now I know where I can place my adhesive. Knowing that I'm going to have a tag here, I can actually take a piece of tape or your favorite adhesive and place it down here. It will be hidden behind the tag. And then place your fern across. Oh, the other thing I like to do is I like to put a little bit of Stampin' Dimensional behind one of the leaves here to kind of give it some dimension. So what I do is I look at the front of the fern for a section that has more cardstock that I can hide a Stampin' Dimensional behind. So there it is, I've hidden it behind that leaf. And then when you tape it down, you can have that fun dimension without it being seen. Now I'm going to place my tag. But before I do that, I want to attach my pretty sprig. You notice it's a pretty peacock color that matches the pretty peacock ink. So I'm going to do this to eyeball where I want it to be. I can then remove it, flip the tag over to put the adhesive. And again, I hold it back over where I think I want it to be and make sure I like the angle that I put it at, and I'm very happy with that. So now I'm going to flip the tag over and secure the end of that piece with another piece of tape. To adhere the tag onto the card, I'm going to use my mini Stampin' Dimensionals. They're very strong, but for fun I'm going to put 4, 1 in each corner, plus 1 in the center. That's probably overkill, but now you know the tag is not going anywhere at all. They're two-sided adhesives, and so when you're done, you want to peel the top. It looks like that. Peel the tops off before you adhere it to the card. There we go. And we're just going to place it right over this piece of tape so that it is hidden. And it'll look something like this. Now I want to put a fun accent on there. So I'm going to take one of the small pieces that I've done previously. It's using one of the dies from the bundle. It's cut out of gold foil. And to attach that, I'm simply going to take my glue dot, use my Take a Pick tool to taco or fold over one of the glue dots in half. And then I can pick that up, place that on the back of my gold leaf, hiding it. These are also extremely strong. And then we simply put our little accent there. Isn't that gorgeous? Quick, easy, beautiful, and simple. All right, I want to add a little more bling to this. So we have beautiful champagne rhinestones with a couple of different sizes. With all my rhinestones, I like to give them a little press first to make sure the adhesive sticks well. Then I'm going to use my Take a Pick tool and scoop off one. I'm going to use the bigger one first and place one about here. I like to add bling or in odd numbers of elements. So I count the gold leaf as one element, and that gold is picked up by this beautiful champagne color of these rhinestones. What do you think? Of course, we like to add a little bit of sophistication inside the card as well. And here's where we're going to use the actual stamp set. So we're going to open that up, and we're going to start with this beautiful fern in our Just Jade color. Very gently tap to cover the ink. Now this is a very dark, juicy ink pad, so I like to stamp off onto junk paper first before I put my image onto my card. So it's going to look something like that. Press down, lift straight up. Look at how beautiful that turns out. And again, it has kind of that realistic look to it. It's a distinctive style. Next, I'm going to fill in with something that looks like eucalyptus from the stamp set. And I'm using Highland Heather ink. Tap, tap, tap gently. And I want to put one towards the top here, coming in from the edge. And I think I might also want to put one here at the bottom and set that aside. Lastly, I want to use this image in our pretty peacock. It's again another dark, dark color, so I'm going to stamp off onto junk cardstock first before I place one along here, along the edge there. And I think it needs a little something at the top. If you need to do something at the top, gently and carefully fold over your card. I'm going to re-ink that again, stamp that off onto junk cardstock one more time, and this time have that branch coming in from the top. Isn't that gorgeous? Now as I look, I think I want to add one more. You can always add elements. I want to add one more pretty eucalyptus in that Highland Heather color. Gorgeous! So now you have a decorated inside as well. A quick, easy, beautiful, elegant card with lots of fun dimension using our Forever Greenery bundle. Now you're not quite done because of course you have your envelope as well. You can always decorate your envelope. So here's our Whisper White envelope. We can use the same branch to do the front if we wish. So I ink it up in the jade, stamp it off, and this time I'm just going to put a branch right here like this. 1, 2, 3. There you are. And if you want, you can also add a little sprig coming in from the top. Actually, I think I'm going to stop there. Another fun idea, if you're not mailing it, is that you can emboss the flaps. So I've used the same embossing folder that I used on the jade card to do the envelope as well. So just fun, quick, easy ways to really dress up a card. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed seeing these ideas and tips. Please like this video with a thumbs up below and subscribe to be notified when I do my next video using another new bundle and sharing a fun fold. If you need any supplies and don't already have a demonstrator, you can shop anytime on my website. Please use the June Hostess code shown. Looking forward to seeing you at our next video.